So tonight we're gonna do steak. The wife and I definitely are craving steak tonight, so this is just definitely gonna hit the spot. So instead of going something a little bit more like meat and potatoes or something heavy and starchy, we're actually gonna do some nice, beautiful ribeye steaks. Again, just from the supermarket. You can always tell good quality of beef by just a good amount of fat that you'll see throughout it. Don't be intimidated by that fat. What ends up happening is it will melt and actually give a ton of flavor and good texture. And that's actually what you're looking for in a ribeye steak, is the fat content. If you want a leaner cut of beef, I recommend a strip. If you want to go for the Rolls Royce, of course, you can go for the filet. The first thing we're going to do, though, is we're going to actually get started on the side dish to go with that. Now, these steaks, by the way, have been pulled out, I'd say about half hour or so. The one thing you always want to do, again, is to bring up the temperature of your meat. But before we hit that, we're going to actually get this side dish started here. We're gonna do a little charred broccoli with some sauteed chickpeas and some fantastic on-the-vine tomatoes. And we're gonna do a nice gremolata, which is a sort of salsa verde type of a sauce. So with the broccoli, we're just gonna take the paring knife here, and this is what we call a crown of broccoli, and just kind of dragging the knife. I'm just getting some of the florets slightly down the stem. We want to just take the knife and get some pretty good sized pieces here. Cut them in half. So I think we're good there. We got a lined pan, use parchment paper. In this case I got some tin foil. So we're gonna just arrange that around a little bit. This is a good amount of salt. And cracked ground pepper. Do a little toss, and then straight into the oven. Oven set at about 450. We're gonna get some heat into this pan, and we're gonna get to the steaks. Yet again, as I said before, people always ask, what's the seasoning on your steak, what's the seasoning on your chicken, etc., etc. It's almost always salt and pepper. You just want to be nice and liberal with the salt and pepper here. And this is a good slab of meat here, so you're looking to penetrate. Another thing you want to be very generous with on steak is a healthy amount of black pepper. Fresh cracked, of course. You always want to mop up the seasoning with the steak, kind of getting everything on there as much as you can. You don't want to waste anything. And also you want to make sure this fat cap is nicely seasoned, because when it's rendered nicely and well seasoned, the flavor is just extraordinary. Come over here. A little bit of a vegetable oil here, so it doesn't burn quite as harsh. And we're going to hear that fantastic sound, but also the meat's going to take the temperature of the pan down a little bit. So you always want to start with a little hotter than you want. So while the steak's doing its thing, we'll start working on the rest of the dish. Now, what we want to get going, just so it has time to marry, is we want to get going the gremolata. Gremolata, again, is almost like a salsa verde. It's almost like a relish consistency. This is just flatly parsley. Okay, so now that we've got the parsley picked off, we're just going to do a nice rough chop on this by just bringing it all nice and together, tucking it, rolling it, tucking it on like you're rolling a cigar. And we're just going to take the knife, nice sharp knife, and just kind of glide over it one time. And that's what we're looking for, is nice roughly chopped parsley. Take that and we'll add it to our bowl. So let's get the sauce. We'll do 1 clove of garlic. And for this, we're going to do 1 slicing through. And we're just going to chop. We're going to end up mincing this garlic up nice and fine here. Take our garlic into the bowl. Top off, bottom off, but not all the way, just enough to get rid of the little furry bits there. And we're going to chop in half. Now I only need half an onion for everything I'm doing today. We're gonna take this again in half, and with a quarter of this guy right here, following the lines of the onion, we're gonna do a very fine dice on it, and that'll be for the gremolata. Into the bowl. I believe it's time to flip. Nice. We're gonna take some lemon zest straight into the bowl. You just take a petal of the lemon and give a nice squeeze. Breaking off from the gremolata, we're gonna do the top over here. Get our steak. Turn this pan down a bit. So you want to take these capers, this juice here. Absolutely love capers. And to that, we're going to add some olive oil. Almost chimichurri consistency here. Always taste. We'll let that hang out. This is just a purple carrot. I'm actually only going to use about this top half of this carrot. We're going to add the carrots to the pan. Don't need to season too much at this stage, because the fat that's rendered from the beef in this pan right now is also that seasoned fat. I got 2 cloves of garlic. And we're gonna go for some nice sort of garlic chips. Now here's the time when you need to start thinking about your speed, because the garlic won't take very long. And quite simply, we're just going to slice them in half and sort of blister them in the pan. Bring my pan over, and I'm just going to slide the tomatoes into the pan. I can smell that garlic. This one will add a little bit more seasoning. Then we'll take our chickpeas. These are the canned cooked chickpeas that have been drained and rinsed, and add them straight in. So we can start to meld on the flavors a bit. Out of the oven. That straight into the pan. Take some of the gremolata. I'm going to take a generous spoonful of that. Aged balsamic vinegar. Chickpeas. And that's it for the chickpeas. And as always, all these fantastic juices, we don't waste those. And then again, just nice and simple with the plate up. Slice the steak. As you see, the steak's got a good bit of color to it still. You don't want to slice it too thin. Just give them a slight fan out. And we take our veg. Just to finish the steak off, we have some optional, of course, smoked sea salt for a little pop of salinity and smokiness, since we did not go out to the grill. And then a final drizzle of balsamic. And lastly, just a few dots of gremolata. And there it is. And cheers.